Welcome to the world of true crime, where we dive into the darkest corners of human nature and uncover the shocking truth that lurks behind closed doors. Prepare yourself for a riveting journey as we peel back the layers of mystery, unveiling the sinister motives and twisted minds that haunt our nightmares. Pursuit of justice takes us deep into the heart of darkness, where the line between good and evil becomes blurred. Join us as we shine a light on the unsolved mysteries, cold cases, and high-profile investigations that have left communities in disbelief. But beware, for with every revelation comes a chilling realization that the world we live in is not always what it seems. Brace yourself for the harrowing tales, shocking twists, and unexpected turns that await you in the realm of true crime. Jason Netter, a 41-year-old with a transient lifestyle in Anchorage, Alaska, was outgoing and known for his incredible kindness and willingness to help others in need. If someone were desperate, Jason wouldn't hesitate to do whatever it took to assist them, even going as far as giving them the shirt off his back. Among his close friends, he particularly enjoyed spending time with Brianna.
Hi guys, this is gonna be my first video. I'm kind of scared, a little nervous, but I think I can do this on my account. Yay!
Despite growing up in challenging circumstances and experiencing instability, Brianna remained a beacon of kindness and love. Her life was marked by being in and out of group homes, lacking a stable home environment. Nevertheless, she managed to embrace happiness and radiate love. Brianna was remarkably able to find the silver lining in any situation, always seeking the best in people and events. On July 3, 2016, at approximately 7 a.m., a call was received by 911 dispatch. The caller reported a distressing discovery while jogging near the creek. They stumbled upon two lifeless bodies facing downwards. Both individuals appeared stiff and unresponsive.
911, what's the location of your emergency? I am right on the Ship Creek Trail. There are two people lying down on the path, and I think they're dead. Oh, the guy is definitely dead. And the girl has a bunch of blood streaming out of her.
With a sense of urgency, they raced to the location where the caller had reported a grim discovery. The place of interest lay near the eastern industrial area, a desolate spot. As investigators approached the scene, they were met with a chilling sight. Two lifeless bodies were lying face down in a pool of blood. Despite the apparent violence that had befallen them, their identities were not concealed. Their wallets and identification cards remained intact, allowing the investigators to establish their names swiftly. The young woman was identified as Brianna, just 20 years old, while the man was 40-year-old Jason Netter. Tragically, both victims had met a brutal end, each suffering from a point-blank gunshot wound to the chest and another to the head. The brutality of the crime was evident, sending shivers through those who witnessed this gruesome scene. As the investigation unfolded, questions loomed, and the search for answers would lead them down a dark and treacherous path. Investigators would talk to the caller, where she recounted her morning bike ride with a somber demeanor, which took an unexpected turn when she stumbled upon the motionless bodies. Troubled by the unsettling sight, she swiftly dialed 911, driven by her genuine concern for the victims. The caller's willingness to assist did not end there. She bravely shared another crucial detail with the investigators, an encounter she had before reaching the crime scene. A man, whom she called a gentleman, had caught her attention as he exited the trail just as she was about to enter. While she could not discern his facial features, she vividly recalled his physical attributes: tall stature, adorned with a backpack, and concealed by a hoodie. This piece of information added a new dimension to the investigation. Eager to find any possible lead, the investigators quickly homed in on the electric company, a mere block from the trail entrance. Their hope rested on the possibility of surveillance footage capturing the events of that fateful morning. The footage could reveal the mysterious man the caller had spotted, providing a much-needed breakthrough in the case. With determination in their eyes, the investigators knew they had a long road ahead. Each thread of evidence, statement, and surveillance clip scrutinized would inch them closer to uncovering the truth behind the tragic fate of Brianna Fossey and Jason Netter. As the camera focuses on the screen, we are taken back to the early morning hours, precisely at 7 a.m. The footage, somewhat obscured by its blurry and grainy quality, reveals a scene of intrigue and mystery. It is an area shrouded in natural beauty, known as the Creek Trail, and all eyes are fixed upon it. As investigators examine the playback, their trained eyes discern the presence of a figure moving steadily toward the creek trail. Despite the distortion, they can make out the general outline of a person, distinctly male in form, making deliberate strides along the route. Who is this individual, and what purpose is bringing him here at such an early hour? The footage captures the enigmatic journey, offering only tantalizing fragments of the unfolding events. Each step, each motion, brings the unknown wanderer closer to the heart of the trail. As the investigators combed through the crime scene, they spotted a crucial piece of evidence, a bullet lodged in a tree not far from Jason's lifeless body. Recognizing its significance, they carefully retrieved the shot for a meticulous ballistic examination. The results unveiled a vital clue. The firearm responsible for this heinous act was identified as a .357 Colt Python. With this revelation, the investigators embarked on a nationwide pursuit for answers. They entered the bullet's information into a comprehensive database, hoping to link it to other crimes where the same gun had been used. Alas, their efforts were met with disappointment, as the search yielded no matches. The perpetrator seemed to have left behind no prior traces, heightening the mystery surrounding the case. Time ticked on, and the days turned into weeks. Then, 28 days later, on July 29, 2016, the stillness of the night was shattered by a series of frantic 911 calls. The dispatchers found themselves bombarded with reports of multiple gunshots piercing through the silence. Witnesses described a heart-wrenching sight, a person bleeding profusely, their life hanging in the balance. The ominous darkness of 3 in the morning added an eerie atmosphere to the unfolding events. Each call added a layer of urgency to the situation as emergency responders rushed to the scene, desperately trying to save a life and piece together the unfolding tragedy.
911, what's the location of the emergency? How many gunshots did you hear?
Several. Bang, 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 bang.
911, where's the emergency? Are you with that guy now?
He's dead.
You're sure he's
dead? He's dead.
911, what's the location of your emergency? And you said he was bleeding from where?
It looks like he's been shot in the back of his head.
Okay.
He's laying on his back and he's bleeding out the back.
Their arrival led them to a driveway where a young male lay wounded and fighting for his life. This unfortunate victim was later identified as Trayvon Kendall Thompson, a mere 21 years old at the time of his untimely demise. Trayvon had been struck by 2 fatal bullets, one piercing his chest and another cruelly claiming his life as it reached his head. As the investigators examined the scene, a haunting revelation emerged. Trayvon's fate bore a chilling resemblance to that of Jason and Brianna, 2 others who had met a similar tragic end through gunfire. The young man's lifeless body lay at the driveway's end, an eerie contrast to the camera silently watching from atop the house. If only that camera had been operational, it would have captured the horrifying act that robbed Trayvon of his future. However, obtaining the crucial footage required a legal process, so the investigators diligently sought a search warrant, knowing its value in unearthing the truth. As the wheels of justice turned, Trayvon's grief-stricken mother was notified of the heart-wrenching news. Her son, once riding his bike home from work, was now taken from her. But an unsettling detail emerged as the investigators combed through the evidence. There was no trace of a bicycle at the scene, contradicting the mother's account. This raised an unsettling question. Was Trayvon murdered over a mere bike? Or did he have enemies lurking in the shadows, harboring a dark desire to see him dead? The day wore on, marked by a palpable tension. until finally, the investigators secured the much-needed search warrant. Their mission to obtain the footage from that fateful night could now proceed, potentially shedding light on the events leading to Trayvon's demise. To their surprise, they discovered that the house outside Trayvon was shot belonged to his relative. With access to the footage, the investigators hoped it would unravel the sequence of events, uncovering the truth behind the tragedy that had sent shockwaves through the community. It was a night, and the video quality was grainy, but one thing was clear. A figure emerged, walking from the left side of the frame to the right. Though the details were hard to discern, it was evident that the person was male. The atmosphere grew tense as the tragic events unfolded before the viewer's eyes. The camera captured the heart-wrenching moment when the unknown assailant pulled out a gun without uttering a word. In a swift and brutal act, he took Trayvon's life, shattering any chance of a future for the young man. In an instant, the shooter made his escape, callously stealing Trayvon's bicycle and pedaling away as if nothing had happened, leaving the lifeless body of his victim at the end of the driveway. The heinousness of the act left no doubt in the investigators' minds. They were dealing with a cold-blooded killer, someone capable of ending life without remorse. In their relentless pursuit of justice, the investigators discovered two crucial witnesses, two young girls who happened to be nearby at the time of the shooting. They crossed paths with the shooter as they entered a residence house near the tragic scene. The echoes of the gunshots rang in their ears, compelling them to rush to the window to witness the horror unfolding outside. With courage, they recounted what they saw to the investigators. Their description painted a chilling picture of the suspect, a tall individual with scraggly hair concealed under a camouflage jacket. Their testimony held the promise of a lead that could bring them closer to identifying the ruthless perpetrator behind Trayvon's murder. As the investigation into Trayvon's tragic murder unfolded, the two girls who had witnessed the shooter played a crucial role in aiding the authorities. They sat down with a skilled sketch artist, recounting every detail etched in their memory, hoping to recreate the face of the heartless killer they had seen. The artist meticulously translated their words into a drawing, capturing the essence of the suspect. Eager to bring justice to Trayvon's grieving family and the community, investigators released the sketch and a photograph of Trayvon's bike to the public. They hoped that by sharing this information, someone would come forward with valuable leads to identify the killer and help solve the case. Amid their relentless efforts, the autopsy report shed new light on the investigation. It confirmed the haunting connection between Trayvon's murder and the earlier crimes involving Jason and Brianna. The same gun had been used in all three shootings, linking the cases. The revelation sent a shiver down the spines of those working to close in on the ruthless perpetrator. The story took a surprising twist when Trayvon's mother contacted the detective. She had spotted someone riding her son's bike, and to her shock, the person bore a striking resemblance to the sketch that had been released to the public. Intrigued by this lead, the detective and the investigators decided to explore the area where she had seen the suspicious individual heading, an area known for its homeless encampment. Upon reaching the homeless camp, they saw a bike resting near a tree stump. The discovery piqued their interest, and as they approached the bike, they found more than they had expected. Nestled nearby was a handgun, raising concerns about the potential involvement of the man they had seen riding the bike. As they engaged the man in conversation, they learned he was an ex-cop who had fallen on hard times. He openly admitted to owning the bike and possessing the firearm, proving he had a license to carry it legally. His reasons for taking the gun were rooted in self-defense as he faced threats from others within the homeless community. However, upon closer examination, the investigators concluded that the gun in his possession did not match the type used in the two previous crimes. Though his situation was desperate, he seemed to have no connection to the murders of Trayvon, Jason, and Brianna. Around 1 a.m. on August 28, 2016, a woman called 911 to report that she had found an unresponsive man on the side of the road. She expressed concern that he might be dead due to his lack of movement.
911, what is the location of the emergency?
Hello, ma'am. I'm Down at a park at Valley of the Moon, and I found this man here. He's lying on the ground. He has blood. I haven't checked his pulse.
You have no idea what else?
No, I walked across him. I don't think he's breathing. He's not moving at all.
Arriving at Valley of the Moon Park in Anchorage, investigators were met with a chilling scene, a double homicide. The first victim, identified as Bryant C. de Hussenf, a beloved 25-year-old environmental activist known for his strong ties to the community, was found shot in the head while still on his bike, sprawled on the ground. The second victim, Kevin S. Turner, who was not involved in any criminal activity but was known to be homeless, was also shot in the head, discovered at a nearby picnic table. Remarkably, Kevin was known to have no enemies. Upon further examination, it was determined that the bullets recovered from both victims matched those found in the murders of Trayvon, Jason, and Brianna. In a desperate bid to apprehend this twisted individual responsible for the heinous act, the Anchorage police offered a reward of $10,000 for any information leading to the arrest of the perpetrator. On November 12, 2016, around 4 a.m., a chilling incident unfolded. A sergeant received a distressing call reporting that an Anchorage officer had been shot and was in critical condition. Though alive, the officer's survival was uncertain. Meanwhile, on the same night, 911 received another call, this time from a taxi driver reporting cab fraud. The driver encountered a female passenger who paid with counterfeit money and fled without paying for the ride. Officer Salau, on patrol that fateful night, responded to the call about the fraudulent passenger. As he searched the area for the suspect, he came across a lone male pedestrian. Concerned about the female passenger, the officer approached the man to inquire if he had seen her. However, as Officer Salau got closer and exited his vehicle, the male unexpectedly turned and opened fire on Officer Salau multiple times. In a brave attempt to defend himself, Officer Salau returned fire, fatally shooting the male in the head. Officer Salau also sustained severe gunshot wounds despite the heroic act during the exchange. Although he managed to land a fatal shot at the attacker, it came at a high cost as Officer Salau fell to the ground fighting for his life.
Sir, Anchorage Police, can I get you to stop? Hello, Rather. What is that? This is the Anchorage Police. You need to stop. This is the Anchorage Police. You need to stop. Sir.
The twisted man responsible for the heinous crimes was James Dale Ritchie. The gun he used to shoot the officers was traced back to the 5 previous victims, providing crucial evidence to link James as the killer. Adding to the mounting evidence, investigators discovered that James resembled the sketch created by the 2 girls who had witnessed one of his attacks. With sufficient cause, investigators obtained a search warrant for James's home. The search yielded a chilling discovery: every shell casing from the 5 murders, leaving no doubt that James was the perpetrator. James had been a long-time resident of Anchorage, but over time he became increasingly unstable, experiencing frequent mental outbreaks. His roommate revealed that James believed he possessed the power to control both humans and the weather. He claimed that he could make it rain if he desired. The night James encountered the officers, they marked his violent spree's end. The officers shot and killed him, effectively ending the random murders that had terrorized the community. The officers later referred to James as the Alaska serial killer, finally bringing closure to the harrowing case. Thank you all for joining us on this gripping journey through the darkest corners of the human psyche. If you enjoyed this video and want to uncover more spine-chilling tales, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss a single episode. Remember, truth is often stranger than fiction, and our mission is to bring you the untold stories that lurk in the shadows. So, make sure you're subscribed to our channel to stay up to date with our latest investigations, in-depth analysis, and shocking revelations. Furthermore, If you have a thirst for more mysteries and unsolved cases, we've curated a playlist of our most compelling episodes just for you. Click on the screen to dive deeper into the dark abyss of human nature and explore the enigmas that continue to perplex us. Lastly, we want to express our deepest gratitude to our incredible community of true crime enthusiasts. Your passion, engagement, and comments fuel our determination to bring you the most compelling content. Together, we stand as seekers of truth in the face of darkness. As we conclude this chapter, remember to stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay safe.